Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so glad you are here today. Today we are digging into something a lot of people have been asking me about lately. Are your job search and coaching programs changing because of AI and because of the economy? Now, I'm recording this in 2025. It's June. AI is booming. Layoffs are hitting almost every industry right now. Entry-level jobs are disappearing. And people are scared, confused, wondering if what worked 5 years ago still works today. So let me be clear. I'm going to talk about that today. Our programs at Classy Career Girl are not changing. Why? Because they were never built on trends or gimmicks in the first place. And we've been doing this for many, many years. So Classy Career Girl actually started in 2011. And I quit my day job and became a full-time career coach in 2014 when my first daughter was born. So from the very beginning, we really had to build based off coaching our clients through the foundation of making a career change. Like I said, not through trends and gimmicks. So let's talk about what still works and why what I teach here at Classy Career Girl is more important than ever. Because really, here's the hard truth. And I talked about this in our last podcast. AI, like I said, is replacing a lot of lower level and repetitive jobs that many people used to rely on as a starting point in their career. And according to recent studies, over 40% of entry level roles in data entry, customer support, and administrative assistance have been automated in the last 18 months. But guess what? There are things that AI cannot do. AI can't do this. It can't build trust. It can't communicate with empathy. It can't guide someone through a tough season like a coach can. It can't be that cheerleader. It can't coach someone into clarity in person. It can't encourage someone to go after their purpose and help them figure out what that purpose is. Those aren't just soft skills, those are human skills. And they're more valuable than ever. And those are the skills that our coaches at Classy Career Girl, our certified career coaching team, use when they're coaching their clients. And it's such an honor for me to watch their practice sessions and to teach them how to stand out as career coach and really how to change lives going through our career coaching framework. So let's talk about our programs here at Classy Career Goal, why they still work, and why they're different than a lot of other things that you're seeing out there right now. I've been coaching since 2012. I started my blog in 2011 and then turned that blog into a coaching career. And my very first client started with something that I now call Love Your Career Formula. It was back in the day, it was called the Get Unstuck Bootcamp. And today it's now called the Love Your Career Formula. It's a simple, proven roadmap to help people discover the career they were born to do, to become wildly successful doing it, and to leave their unique mark in the world. And this is what I teach our certified career coaching team how to walk our clients through this formula. So there is a framework. And what makes our career coaches stand out is they don't just come to a session and answer their clients' questions, but we actually guide them through this 90-day path and walk them through this roadmap. Because guess what? We can go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT questions, right? So as coaches, to stand out, you really need to guide your clients through a process and through a roadmap. And so that's what Love Your Career Formula is designed to do. And that formula has not changed. It's only become more essential. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about Love Your Career Formula, and it's so needed right now. Why? Because it's not based on, kind of like that submit your resume and just pray that someone's going to see it or it's going to get through the applicant tracking system. We don't spend hours and hours on online applications. We don't teach our clients how to spend hours and hours on online applications. Applying to jobs online is a very small part of what we teach our coaching clients. We don't play the guessing game of what should I do next? What are we going to talk about on our coaching call? Instead, we teach clarity, we teach strategy, we teach how to build a career with purpose on purpose. And this is where I really want to pause. I want to get a little personal and talk about my journey as well too, because there is something that really shaped my path. I got my MBA. So as I was building my business, on the side, I was working full time. I was going to business school in the evening at University of California, San Diego, the Rady School. And so I was working full time, going to business school at night, and starting my blog on the side. And if I'm being honest, I don't use most of what I learned in that MBA program. Sure, I passed the finance class, I checked the boxes, but those weren't the classes that changed my life. And those also were the classes that really taught me how to start my own business and how to be successful at it. The classes that really impacted me in my MBA program, there were two classes that really stand out. The first one was marketing, and the second one was speech. So, speech class, guys, I am an introvert. You guys might not realize this, but I am 100% an introvert. If you would have known me in high school or middle school, I was the shy girl in the corner. And so, speech class pushed me outside of my comfort zone, which I really needed at that point in my life. I was terrified of public speaking, but that class helped me break through that fear. That confidence helped me to become a speaker, a teacher, a podcast host. I've spoken in Brazil before to like 500 people. And a lot of it I trace back to that speech class, just really pushing me outside of my comfort zone. So a lot of mindset blocks were taken out during that class. So that was the first life-changing class. The second one was the marketing class. That class forced me to write 5-page papers every week. I don't think I learned much about marketing, but I learned how to write. Had never been challenged to think strategically and communicate that consistently before. I never had to write papers and be consistent about it, and it was hard to do that. I got stuck. I was not a born writer whatsoever. I was really not trained or taught to do any sort of writing when I was younger. But when I was forced to do it in college, I learned to let my ideas out. I learned to start sharing my ideas and I learned to start writing out my ideas. And those are the things that started to help me learn how to create things online. And that's how I started the blog too, was during that marketing class where I started to learn, hey, I can write and I actually like writing. And during that marketing class is when I started my blog. And it really helped me think like a business owner as far as just like creating and getting my thoughts down on paper. So those are the things I got from my MBA program. What I didn't get in my MBA program was a really good foundation for building a business, especially a coaching online business. No one taught me how to launch a product. No one taught me how to get clients. No one taught me social media. No one taught me how to build trust. No one taught me really how to sell or how to do a sales conversation or how to build your online brand. I had to learn all of those on my own through trial and error and experience. And this is exactly what I teach in my programs right now. So, what makes Corporate Rescue Plan and Career Coach certification different? Those are my main programs here at Classy Career Girl. So let's be real, there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of programs out there right now teaching you how to go viral, how to post trendy reels, or how to make 6 figures overnight. And that's not what I teach because real businesses aren't built on hacks. They're built on foundations. And that's what makes Corporate Rescue Plan and Career Coach certification different. In Corporate Rescue Plan, this is a program I created in 2014. So literally, we have been doing Corporate Rescue Plan and improving it and doing it with clients, and it is a proven formula. And in Corporate Rescue Plan, I help women leave corporate the smart way, not by guessing, not by burning out, trying to go viral. Please don't do that. But by creating a clear business plan, building consistent income, and learning real marketing and sales skills that work even in a changing economy. Corporate Rescue Plan works no matter what economy you are starting a business in. And in career coach certification, we don't just hand you a title, you're a certified coach, and here's your checklist. we actually give you a proven framework to use with your clients that you can use right away. And you get a built-in community and you get to share in that mission of ours and help people get those results and get those testimonials and make an impact because you have that framework. You don't show up to a coaching call thinking, what am I going to talk about today? Or how am I going to be of service? Or what questions am I going to answer today? There's nothing to be worried about. There's literally our coaches are so confident because they have that path that they get to help their clients walk them through the Love Your Career formula. So our coaches can use that path that we've built with their clients from day one. So you will get in career coach certification my exact client getting formula, my coaching templates, and a system to help others create clarity and transformation without being pushy or salesy. So not only do you learn how to coach someone to make that career change, whatever specialization that you choose, we have productivity coaching, the business coaching, job search coaching, leadership coaching, whatever specialization you choose, you get to create that transformation. You get to help them change their career, help them change their life without being pushy or salesy. Our coaches are making a real difference. You can go find them on our directory page at classycircle.com/directory. They are inspiring. And it's not because they're following the trends, it's because they learned how to serve, how to solve problems, and how to create results that last. So there are three things that still work in 2025. Let's cut through the noise. I know it feels like the whole world is telling you pivot, adapt, disappear, go on ChatGPT. But here's the truth. Some things just don't change, especially when it comes to building a fulfilling career or a real business that lasts. So, here are the three things that absolutely still work in 2025 and will continue working no matter how much AI evolves. The first one is we definitely are going to use AI. I mean, I love AI and I use it as a tool. It cannot be your strategy. So, like I said, I love AI. It's amazing for brainstorming. It's like kind of having that brainstorming partner. It's great for summarizing, writing drafts, even generating creative ideas. But here's the thing, it's a support system. It's not a success strategy. So when you try to outsource your entire voice, brand, or job search to AI, you lose that spark that actually connects with people. They're really going to not know your purpose and your passion and who you truly are if you let AI just write your cover letter for you, right? AI can't feel your passion. AI can't tell your story. AI can't show up with conviction and lead a client through transformation. So, your job is to stay in that driver's seat. Use AI as an assistant, not the architect. The power is the human behind the tools. And that's extremely important as you're starting your business, as you're making this career change. Use it as an assistant. That's what I do. I have ChatGPT up right now. It is my assistant, but I am the human. I am looking at every single thing. It's starting with me. It's starting with my purpose. It's starting with my passion. And we can use it as a tool. So that's important, especially for career coaches or anyone starting a business in 2025. The second thing is the 4x4 networking challenge still works. So if you've been around for a while, you've heard of my 4x4 networking challenge. I've already told you that I'm an introvert. This is really important. Like I said, we teach our clients the foundation of making a career change, and it's not based off applying to 100 jobs online or doing a bunch of job applications. And a lot of it comes back to this 4x4 networking challenge of how I learned to discover what my ideal career was as well. And this challenge literally changed my life. So 15 years ago, I can't believe it was that long ago. I was just starting out. I had worked at that point, I think I had worked about 6 years at a consulting company called Booz Allen Hamilton. So I was doing government consulting for the military. I was just trying to figure out still what my ideal career was, because at that point, that wasn't it. That wasn't my long-term strategy. That was not the long-term place for me. So I feel like I was still trying to figure out what my ideal career was, even though I was in this fancy, high-powered job wearing suits to work every day. And from the outside, it looked like this was my dream job, traveling around the U.S. And I was introverted. I was very unsure. Honestly, I was a little intimidated by the whole networking thing. But I made a decision that every month I would meet with four people I already knew and four people I did not know for an entire year. And the goal wasn't to get something. It wasn't to pitch anything. It was just to build real connections. And I will tell you, in the beginning of the year, I had no idea still. I was about to graduate with my MBA, and I had no idea what I should be when I grew up still. Even though I've been working for a while, I'd gone to college, all the things I was supposed to do, still didn't know what I should be when I grew up. And this year of networking completely changed my life. It was about May, so I had been doing it for about 4 months. And in May, the people that I started to network with changed. I started to want to network with people who were entrepreneurs, who were career coaches. I wanted to learn more and interview authors who had written these books that I had read and was inspired by. And so halfway through the year, I started to get that clarity through networking. And here's what happened: opportunities started opening up, conversations turned into collaborations. I learned so much because at the end of those, when I was doing informational interviews, a lot of them were informational interviews. And meeting people, I would ask people like, "What book should I read? What's your tips for me? What wisdom do you have for me? What should I do next?" And I will never forget, one of the people I talked to said I should start an email list and start to put out, some of my tips in exchange for an email address. And so that was like the beginning of starting my email list, and it was all because of a piece of advice I got through this networking challenge. So referrals also turned into job offers. So at that point, I started to make some changes in my career. I actually went part-time at my day job and started teaching as a professor in the evenings. So I kind of had two jobs, but that professor job was like my dream job at that time because I started to want to teach other people and help people, and I taught leadership, I taught journalism, and I taught a career development class and to college students, and it was super fun. And so that confidence turned into momentum, and it was all through that networking challenge. So the networking challenge still works. It works now better than ever in 2025. It still works because people hire people they trust, and people are giving referrals to people they trust. So I would so much rather recommend that you do a networking challenge than spending your time applying to jobs, because relationships matter and no algorithm can replace a real meaningful conversation. Even today, my goal is conversations, calls, talking to people. And if you're looking for that breakthrough in your career, whether you want to be a coach, whether you don't know what you want, whether you are just trying to figure it out and make that career change, whether you're feeling stuck, it could even be a one by one challenge. Meet with one person you do know and one person you don't know every single month, and then increase that to four every month. No excuses. A lot of people right now are chasing safe right now. Most people are. And chasing what feels safe is making a lot of women feel stuck, stressed, and disconnected when you go that path. When you don't push yourself to do what you know you're called to do, or when you don't push yourself to try something new, to try a challenge. Like, this is hard. It is not easy. It's challenging, but it's so exciting when things click and start to work. Um, so real career security isn't about a paycheck. I have learned that. I learned that a lot of people are learning that right now. I learned that many years ago when I was working in my fancy corporate consulting job, and my boss got fired, and she had just had twins. And I remember thinking no one knew who was getting fired next. It was just kind of this like very nerve-wracking time in my career. I didn't know who they were going to lay off next. But I will never forget, this was before I had kids, and I will never forget that moment because I was like, how could they lay off this mom who just had kids? Like, this is not fair. And it was a very male-dominated working environment. So she really was the only woman I knew that was mentoring me. She was my boss. So we would have these like 90-day meetings. And she really was my mentor. And then she got laid off. And so to me, that made me realize, like, this is not my future. I want to have kids as well someday. This was before I was a mom. Like, how could I put myself in this position of working so hard? You guys, she worked so hard for this company. I saw her devote so much time and energy. But it didn't matter. She still got laid off. So that was a huge turning point for me. This was a long, long time ago before I even started my business. But I knew I made that decision that I am going to create a career not based off someone else who could fire me. I want to be in charge of my paycheck. I want to be in charge of, I'm going to work hard, work my butt off. Because I always did work. I always worked so hard, but I'm working for someone else, right? Like I'm working for their goals and their dreams. I wanted to work for my goals and my dreams. I wanted to be in charge of my own paycheck and know, okay, if I want to make more, I can make more. And I know how to do that. Because once you know how to make money online, you can make more money online and then you can make more money online. It's like it's a simple rinse and repeat pattern that I've put into Corporate Rescue Plan so you can do it over and over again. So overall, security isn't about a paycheck. It's about really being aligned, knowing like who you are, what you're good at, knowing what you want, and then truly being brave enough to go after it. It is not an overnight success formula. I have been doing this for many, many years. I have seen so many other people quit. And the only thing that makes me different is that I have not quit and I will not quit. I was on the phone with a client last week and she's like, "You can't quit. We need you." And I am here for you guys. I am here. There's no quitting here. Because you can't lose, if you just never quit. You can't fail. You just wake up the next morning and you keep on pushing forward. So when you're operating in your strengths, your passion, your purpose, that's going to help you stand out. People notice those things, whether you're teaching your one of our career coaches teaching your clients to uncover what those are, helping them with their figure out their strengths, their passion, their purpose. They're going to get results in their job search when they are focused on who they are and what their ideal career is. People notice that, especially now. If you're hiring someone, you want a real person. You don't want someone who's just AI put in their resume and it popped out this resume. We want to know who you are. We want you to stand out. You become that person that's going to be a great teammate. You're going to be working with clients. Companies will fight to hire and keep you if that is what you focus on. So this is what I teach inside my programs. Hopefully today you kind of see what's inside. You kind of see why this is so timeless. Of course, I'm going to come out, with some extra training to help you with stuff like AI. I have some summer marketing lab workshops I'm doing this summer that, we're going to be telling you about soon. And that's all based off like, what's happening on social media now. What type of email list provider am I using? All of those things. How am I using AI in my business? We're going to have, of course, extra trainings and programs for you for that. But the foundation doesn't change. So our mission at Classic Career Girl is career fulfillment for all women. And here's what I want to tell you straight from my heart. Career fulfillment is still possible, even in 2025, even with layoffs, even with AI. It doesn't come from doing what everyone else is doing. It comes from really getting clear on you, your calling, your values, your ideal work day, and a unique mix then of your strengths and your work experience stories. And all of that we cover inside of Love Your Career Formula because fulfillment isn't about loving what you do. It's about doing what you were born to do and living out your purpose. And you get there through clarity. So, no more downloading all the free PDFs. Stop changing your resume over and over again. We have to take a moment, ask what we really want, what lights you up, what drains you. Like, what were your best jobs in the past, and what roles in the past have you not enjoyed? And then what's the impact that we want to leave behind? What is the impact you want to leave behind? We've been through a rocky last 5 years, right? All of us have been truly rocked to the core with where our lives have been over the last 5 years with COVID, pandemic, all the things that are happening. It's really forced us to reflect on these questions. What is that impact that you want to have? And in 2025, clarity is going to cut through that noise faster than any AI hack or shiny object ever could. If you have clarity, you will stand out. And then we can create your path. So fulfillment doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not that one size fits all shortcut. It's a step-by-step path. Whether you want to start a business or whether you want to make a career change, become a career coach, it all starts with discovering your purpose first and identifying your ideal role, aligning your values, and then creating that work that truly fits you. Whether you're in a career pivot, launching a business, coaching others to do the same, you need a map, you need a framework. And it has to be one built on purpose, built on your purpose, not based off panic, not based off the 10-step checklist that AI tells you to do, but it really has to be based off you first. What are you born to do? What have you been wanting to do? Like if you knew you could not fail, what would you do? What would be that job that you would want? What would be that business that you would have if you couldn't fail? Those are the things that we need to really focus on. Summer's a great time to do this. I'm recording this. All my programs are starting in the next week. We are diving deep in the next 90 days of summer to really focus on our businesses, build up that purpose inside of our business as well. Of course, learn how to use AI to help us with our systems. But fulfillment isn't found, in your job title or in your paycheck. It is truly, I have found it's based on impact. So for me, it looks different these days. I have three daughters, and so fulfillment is, the impact that I make on my kids, but it's also the impact I make in my work as well. And in my experience coaching thousands of women, the most fulfilled ones aren't always the ones with the biggest salaries or the flashiest job titles. They're the ones who wake up excited, they go to bed grateful and knowing that what they did that day mattered. And here's the best part, that's available to you right now. Everyone can have that. And it's what we work so hard on in our programs and what our mission is all about. So, from the beginning of Classy Curricle, my mission has always been clear. I really haven't changed my mission in 10 years. It's career fulfillment for all women. And I'm more committed to that mission in 2025 than I've ever been because I've seen what happens when women do step into careers and businesses they love. They lead, they serve, they create, they show their daughters and sons what's possible. And our world needs that now more than ever. If you're a coach or you want to be, this is your moment as well. People need us. They need clarity. They need support. They need someone in their corner helping them cut through the noise, and step into their purpose. So let's wrap today's podcast episode up with a reminder that you are not replaceable. Your purpose is not replaceable, and neither is the impact that you can have on someone else's life. AI isn't the enemy. And it's not the answer either. People still need people, clients still need coaches, the world still needs your voice. So let's keep doing the work that matters. Let's keep showing up with courage and clarity because what we do still works. So, thank you so much for listening. If you want to get into our next round of certification, it starts June 17th, which is right around the corner. And we're doing a special 90-day summer cohort. You do have a year to graduate, but we are going fast tracking it this summer. So you are set to graduate and launch your business by September because as a career coach for all these years, I know that September is the very best time to launch your business and to launch your programs and services. It is always the best month for our business. So I want to get you working on your business this summer so you have the foundation and the framework. So this can be literally the best 6 months of your life from now until the end of the year, getting that foundation done in the summer when most people are hanging out and not working so hard. You have that time to really go all in on building your dream this summer. So that starts June 17th. If you're interested in joining our career coach certification program, you want to go to www.classycareergirl.com/certification. That's where you can apply to speak to me, and then we can chat. We can go over your questions. I can give you my recommendations. If career coach certification isn't the right fit, we do have corporate rescue plan, which I've gone through with you as well today, and we can discuss that as well too. So, classycareergirl.com/certification. Let's apply and chat. and we'll let you know right away if your application is accepted, and then we will get on the phone and chat through career coach certification. I'll tell you more about it. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening.